Listen to the conversation between a student who is looking for a place to book regular meals and a manager of an eating point. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5.
Excuse me, I'm a new overseas student from Business Studies Department. I'm looking for a good place to book my regular meals. As I can see a lot of students in the canteen, is it the right place and the right time to speak?
Yes, sure. I'm the manager to handle bookings of regular meals. What do you want to ask?
I want to ask about the charges for meals and the procedure to book it in advance.
Well, the charges are very economical and the booking procedure is also very simple.
Before that, I would like to know the cost.
For students, breakfast is $2, which serves 2 items of your choice from menu. Lunch is $5, which allows you to choose 4 items with 1 sweet dish, and dinner is $4 with buffet. There are varieties of eatables to choose and enjoy.
Okay, and what are the timings to have meals?
Right, breakfast timing is 7 to 9 a.m. Lunch break is between 12 and 3 p.m. and dinner is 6 to 8 p.m.
That's fine. Our classes start at 9:30 a.m. and lunch break is between 2 to 3 p.m. The timings are suitable for me.
There is also provision of taking away meals, but also packing charges are extra.
No, I don't want that, but in case an emergency, it is okay. What are the charges for it?
It's only $1 per meal.
Okay.
Now look at questions 6 to 10. Listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Now, can you tell me something about the meal plan facilities, as some of my friends have told me about it?
We have 3 types of meal plans: a daily, a weekly, and a monthly meal plan. For a day, we charge $9 for a week from Monday to Sunday. We charge $50, and for a month, it's $175. All payments is in advance, and you can't change it in between the order. For any kind of packing, charges are extra.
Is there any requirement before booking?
Nothing special. You have to fill a form, and your canteen card will be issued. There will be a canteen card number through which you can book your meal plan in advance.
What are the requirements in the form?
Your name, department, and enrollment number, along with one thing which is very important is the signature of your department head.
Okay. When should I fill the form?
Any time between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Thank you.
You will now have some time to check your answers. Now listen to the recording and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good morning and welcome to the Kickweight Health Club here at Southall London Bridge. My name is Simona Wickinson, the owner of this club. It's pleasant to see so many people who have come to attend this workshop on health. The main aim of this workshop is to give a quick tour of the place, the facilities, and the most important is to make you familiar with our new staff. Now all the staff members are here. First of all, this is Ben John, who is the technical manager. He's basically a hardware engineer, so his main task is to supervise equipment. And this is Diana Martin. She is a full-time physiotherapist. She would look after the massage department also. The next significant person is our liaison officer, Stewart Home. He will manage all the bookings for time, machines, and massaging. This is because some of the timings are exclusively booked by the companies for their own employees. Last but not the least, Janie Query is our dietitian. She will be here in the office on Tuesday and Friday. All these people will help the members to stay healthy and active.
Now look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen to the second half of the talk and answer questions 16 to 20.
You can see that the club has quite a large capacity and is arranged over 3 floors. Lift and stairs, both facilities are available. On the ground floor, there is a reception, a large hall where yoga classes are conducted. Sometimes dance classes and Arabic sessions are also organized. The other large room is equipped with a full range of fitness machines. There is one more room where seminar and workshops will be conducted as we are enjoying now. This room is fully equipped with a projector and a smart board. The first floor has a series of rooms needed for massaging and therapies, of course, different for males and females. The doctor's room and the dietitian consultation room is also there on the first floor. The first floor has many classrooms as the university is planning to start some certificate and diploma courses regarding health. Information about these courses will be updated on our official website. The website address is www.kickway.com.
You will now have some time to check your answers. Now listen to the first part and answer questions 21 to 30.
Belly and Mark, I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed your joint presentation on stress management given to the corporate employees on the 9th of March. Though it was part of your evaluation to get marks, but your presentation was absolutely professional. It's clear that you both have devoted quite a lot of time and effort. Your presentation showed your dedication towards the task, and the coordination between you was amazing. Have you filled the...
Yes, we have.
So, Belly, what do you think overall?
Well, in general, I feel the presentation went well. We worked up to the mark. In fact, everyone present there was attentive throughout. Many of them were writing notes also.
That's right. And what about the delivery part, Mark?
I personally feel Belly's part was marvelous. But for my part, as it was my first chance to stand on stage in front of such a huge crowd, I had fear in my mind. Belly supported me well.
Yes, it's true, but I'm sure no one could guess it.
That's fine. And it was only a part of evaluation. What about the question-answer session after the presentation?
Oh, that was fine, as I think people were very cooperative. All the questions were related to the presentation and we answered confidently.
Okay. What do you think were the best areas and which do you think can be improved upon?
Although there is always a need of improvement, I felt very good about the leaflets and booklets which we had prepared. We had really spent quality time on preparing them. They gave a very professional look to the presentation.
To me also, the leaflets and booklets were the best part, as the content and information was systematic, and we mentioned the source of content with their websites and a very extensive bibliography.
That's nice. So the booklets showed that you both worked well to collect the information and complete it. And what about the improvement?
I think some of the slides were too lengthy. I found slides second and third to be out of sequence.
Yes, and I was a little nervous while operating the system. I felt myself under pressure.
Yes, I think more practice will make it easy. I also got some feedback separately from the company and senior faculties present during your presentation. I'm also curious for it. Let me open the feedback form.
Kindly share the comments with us.
Yes, sure. The content part was up to mark, except 1 or 2 lengthy slides which you also know well.
Yes, absolutely correct.
For delivery, it's written average. So, I think 50% people liked, others didn't like it.
That's not fair.
For knowledge and handling questions, it's marked very well. So that shows you were fully prepared.
And what about overall performance?
It's excellent.
Thank God. Will this evaluation affect our marks in semester?
Definitely yes.
So, what do you suggest next?
Practice makes a man perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. You will now have some time to check your answers. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35. Dairy farming in New Zealand commenced from a small beginning during the early days of a colonization by Europeans. The revenue from dairy farming is now the foremost part of the New Zealand economy, becoming an 11 billion New Zealand dollar industry by 2010. In 1814, the missionary Samuel Marsden introduced the first shorthorn dairy cows to the Bay of Island from New South Wales. From the 1840s, most settlements had farms with some shorthorn dairy cattle herds tended to be large near urban areas. The first dairy cooperative was established on Otago Peninsula in 1871. In 1881, the newly arrived colonist William Bowron gave a series of lectures propounding the notion that the institution of dairy factories for the mass production of cheese would be greatly advantageous to the economy of New Zealand. He was largely instrumental in the establishment of the Ashbutton Cheese and Butter Factory at Flemington, managed by William Harding and son of the cheddar cheese founder Joseph Harding. The venture was a great triumph, and consequently, Bowron was appointed government inspector of dairy factories in 1883. In this capacity, he chiefly facilitated the setting up of factories across the country until his death in 1890. He published 3 pamphlets on the manufacturing of cheese, butter, and bacon in New Zealand. Now look at questions 36 to 40. Now listen to the second half of the recording and answer questions 36 to 40. By 1920, there were 600 dairy processing factories, of which about 85% were owned by cooperatives. In the 1930s, there were around 500 cooperatives, but after World War II, improved transportation, processing technologies, and energy systems led to a trend of consolidation where the cooperatives merged and became larger and fewer in number. By the late 1990s, there were 4 cooperatives: the Waikato-based New Zealand Dairy Group, the Taranaki-based Kiwi Cooperative Dairies, the Hokitika-based Westland Milk Products, and Tatua Cooperative Dairy Company. New Zealand is the world's 8th largest milk producer, with about 2.2% of world production. Total production was 1.3 billion kg milk solids, and 8.38 billion New Zealand dollars of dairy products were exported in the year ending 30th September 2007. Traditional dairy production areas are the wetter areas of the country: Waikato, Taranaki, Sutherland, Northland, Harowenua, Manawatu, and Westland. Before the advent of refrigerated shipping in the 1880s, dairy production was entirely for local consumption, with butter and cheese usually being produced on the farm, with the surplus being sold to the community via the local store. Small dairy factories began to be established in the 1880s, and soon there was one in almost every village in dairying regions. Production began to be centralized in the second half of the 20th century, with facilities such as the Fonterra plants at Vararova near Havera, Edendale, Clandeboye near Timaru, and Terepa being the 4 largest in Southern Hemisphere. Vararova is also currently the leading dairy factory in the world by milk intake. Fonterra is the chief processor of milk in New Zealand. It processes 94.8% of all milk solids from dairy farms. Other huge dairy companies are Tatua Cooperative Dairy Company, Westland Milk Products, and Synlait. There are approximately 4.2 million dairy milking cows in New Zealand and 5.26 million dairy cattle in total by 30th June 2007, an increase from 3 million in 1982. In mid-2005, there were 12,786 dairy farms, with a total area of 2.1 million hectares. Now you have some time to check your answers.